Watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. Wilkes-Barre City Police were called out last night to a report of gunshots. Officers were called to the 100 block of Almond Lane around 9 p.m. after receiving reports that shots had been fired and found numerous shell casings on the ground at the scene. An investigation revealed that 2 males were involved in a dispute that ended in gunshots in the area of South Meade and Metcalf Streets before fleeing the area. There were no reports of injuries, but a nearby vehicle was damaged by a bullet. The men were later identified as Frederick Colbert and Johnny Jones, both of Newark, New Jersey. The pair was stopped by police, who searched both men and found drugs and guns. The investigation is ongoing, and anyone with information is being asked to contact police at 570-208-4200. Police shut down an area of Jumper Road in Plains Township for several hours yesterday afternoon. Turns out a gunman barricaded inside his home led to an hours-long standoff. State and local police were called around 3 p.m. to a home in the East Mountain Ridge Mobile Home Park for a man barricaded inside the home with a gun. Police surrounded the home and spent several hours talking to the person inside with a loudspeaker, asking him to come out. According to the Luzerne County District Attorney, the situation ended peacefully and the man was taken into custody around 7 p.m. A witness reportedly described the man as a usually quiet one in his early 80s. However, there's no word on what sparked the incident or what, if any, charges he may face from the DA or Plains Township Police at this time. Pocono Township Police are looking for the owner of a Dodge truck in connection to Monday evening Park's shooting in Tannersville. The shooter is being described as a light-skinned black or Hispanic male who is accompanied by 3 other black or Hispanic males. Authorities say several people were playing basketball at Veterans Memorial Park around 7 Monday evening when a fight broke out in the parking lot. The situation quickly escalated when a man fired multiple rounds and struck another man in the back while he was running away. The shooting victim is in the ICU and expected to make a full recovery. Meanwhile, the park will remain closed until security cameras are installed around the park. Anyone with information on the incident is still being asked to contact Detective Sergeant James Wagner at 570-629-7200, extension 214. A local police station's evidence locker is at the center of an investigation into the illegal purchases of firearms. The Luzerne County District Attorney Sam Sanguadalce says a gun violence task force officer and other county detectives are investigating the straw purchase of 19 firearms. The DA's office received information in January that Luzerne Borough Police seized 7 of the firearms involved in a 2021 investigation at a home on Vaughn Street. They made several attempts to contact Luzerne Borough Police to look for the weapons, with no luck, and the DA's office obtained a search warrant as a result. However, a majority of the 19 firearms purchased illegally are still missing as of Monday night. The investigation is ongoing. A budget was approved for the 2022-23 school year during last night's Hanover Area School Board meeting. Plus, there's no new tax increase. Many teachers in the district spoke before the board last night about their safety concerns, with the number of incidents and fights increasing. District officials say they're considering a number of safety measures for the upcoming school year, and that they're working on a grant to fund some of them. A proposal regarding a new entertainment stage on Public Square was the topic of yesterday's Wilkes-Barre City Council work session. Mayor George Brown is asking council to approve $548,000 for the project. Some council members questioned the cost and the design, while others suggested having design firms to meet with them in order to bid on the project. The mayor plans to pay for the $548,000 price tag with $435,000 in American Recovery Act funds and $113,000 in local share account gaming grant money. The State House gave approval for the building, which once housed the PSP barracks in Wyoming, to be transferred to the Wyoming Area Regional Police Commission. The building will become the site of the new Regional Police Headquarters that will merge police in Exeter, Exeter Township, West Pittston, West Wyoming, and Wyoming. The transition has already been approved by the State Senate and now goes to the governor for his signature. There's help on the way for Ukraine in the form of masks. 17,000 masks were donated by the Wilkes-Barre Fire Department's Hollenbach Station. Fire department officials there will use them when they must rescue people from bombed-out buildings. If you'd like to donate items to the Ukraine relief effort, you can contact the mayor's office in Wilkes-Barre. Los Angeles Angels manager and Hazleton native Joe Maddon has been let go of his duties. The decision was made due to an ongoing 12-game losing streak. According to general manager Perry Manassin, this was a tough choice to make, but felt like it was the best for the club. Maddon says he was surprised by the front office's decision and that it came without warning. Before taking on his role with the Angels, Maddon won the 2016 World Series as Chicago's manager and the American League pennant as Tampa Bay's manager in 2008. He was then hired by the Angels before the pandemic-shortened 2020 season. Maddon departs from the Angels with a 27-29 record and a second-place spot in the AL West. Third base coach Phil Nevin will take over as interim manager for the remainder of the season. Coming up on WYLN News, details on a limited-time addition to Wendy's menu, plus more on Schoolkill Pride Fest 2022. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Charlie. I am 8, and the forecast for tomorrow is partly cloudy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
This is it, the don't miss, can't miss weekend of the year. It's NASCAR time at Pocono Raceway. And you gotta be there. This is summertime. This is racing. This is the place to be. This is Pocono. NASCAR weekend, July 22nd to 24th at Pocono Raceway. You gotta be there for this.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Have you ever experienced that super pushy salesperson who follows you all around? Not here.
Or wandered around that big box store looking for help in the appliance department only to find the pink guy? Not here.
And we have an experienced, courteous sales staff here to help you find the perfect mattress, piece of furniture, or appliance with no pressure.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Chura's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in 610 North Broad Street, West Hazleton, 570-454-7229.
Once again, it's time for the Weatherly Hill Climb. Watch it live Saturday, June 11th, starting at 10:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. on WYLN TV 35. We're your local network.
A highly requested Wendy's Frosty flavor by fans will be available for a limited time this summer. The Strawberry Frosty will be on menus for the first time ever in the U.S., alongside the comeback of the summer strawberry chicken salad. The flavor had a successful launch in Canada last spring, then made its way over for testing in Charleston, West Virginia. The sweet treat's also been available at Walmart hamburger stand locations in Heath, Ohio. Wendy's famous chocolate frosty will still be available. However, vanilla won't be available in most restaurants, since it'll be used as a base for the strawberry flavoring. The 2022 Schuylkill County Pride Fest will be bigger and better than ever this weekend at the Fairgrounds. The third annual Pride Fest will be held at the Schuylkill County Fairgrounds located at 2270 Fair Road in Schuylkill Haven this Saturday, June 11th from noon to 8 p.m. The event, which aims at entertaining, educating, and advocating unity, tolerance, inclusion, peace, and love for the LGBTQ+ community, has continued to grow and draw thousands. The new venue will host over 40 art vendors and crafters, as well as various local, county, state, and national health organizations and outreach resources. 3 live bands will also take the stage, along with exciting, family-friendly drag performances with music. Our Wyln sports crew is gearing up for one of our favorite weekends of the year. The Weatherly Hill Climb will be returning to the circuit this weekend, as it has time and time again since its 1961 debut. Racers will be making the trek from all over to head up the mountain this Saturday and Sunday, June 11th and 12th. And as tradition has it, Wyln will be broadcasting live from Weatherly on Saturday from 10:30 to 4:30. So rev up those engines and tune in this Saturday for all the live local action right here on Wyln TV. Coming up on Tannersville's News Choice, we bring back Summer Allergies on this Wellness Wednesday, plus Leading the Way, Part 3. And stay with us for everything else we have lined up for you later tonight on Wyln TV.
Only one company has been a lifetime committed to your safety: Subaru. At Fairway Subaru in Hazleton, we're committed to you and providing the safest vehicles on the road for you and your family, which is why Subarus come with available eyesight driver assist technology, which can reduce the rate of rear-end crashes by up to 85%. And with lane assist and sway warning, your family will know why Subaru is a leading choice among parents and teen drivers. Discover more about Subaru and all there is to love about it at Fairway Subaru in Hazleton. The right car, the right price, the right dealer.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Renai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600. Hey, did you know Wyln posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. Wyln, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
Things have changed for all of us, but luckily the Pocono Mountains and everything it has to offer is still here. Just climb our mountains, get lost in our forests and trails, or stroll along our shores. Even try our light and sunny breezes. It's the best way to rejuvenate yourself, and it's older than, well, the hills. We've always been here. You and your family's safety is our first priority, and it always will be. Feel the comfort again when you visit the Pocono Mountains. Find us at PoconoMountains.com.
How you doing, everybody? It's Ricardo Santos from J Zapata. You remember this old monster? Well, we're moving into a building. It's a big restaurant. Come and check us out. This is what we had on our menu. Regular burrito. We have the taco americano. Let's go with the Mexicans. They don't have a sombrero, but there you go. Corn tortilla, gluten-free. This is the birria tacos. Enchiladas. Nachos. Flan. 3 leches. That is right. Come at 620 Hillside Drive, grand opening for J Zapata Mexican Restaurant. Whoop, whoop.
Like and follow Wyln News on Facebook for the midday Wyln News update, posted between noon and 2 p.m. Powered by Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, the all-new emergency room at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton is nearly double the size. Our updated facility features all private rooms, the latest technology, and a quicker, easier check-in process. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, your partner in ER care.
Welcome to Community View here on WYLN. I'm Julia Wiegand, and you guessed it, it is Wellness Wednesday, thanks to our friends over at Lehigh Valley Health Network. Speaking of, we are on location at LVPG Geriatric and Internal Medicine, Brook Hill Plaza in Sugarloaf. And today, we are going to be discussing allergy season, specifically summer allergy season, with who better than Dr. Philip Benyo. How are you doing?
Fine, Julia. Thank you for the privilege and pleasure of enlightening our public out there in television land.
Of course, of course. Now, I know, as for myself, I do have allergies all year round, but seasonal allergies can kind of strike at any age and at any point in time, and they can hit anyone, even if they have never had a history of allergies before.
That's a good point. Let me just back up a second. And allergies are sort of a good thing because what it reflects is our immune system telling the outside world, listen, you're damaging me and you're causing trouble. And fortunately, it's nothing serious, although it can cause some symptoms. Allergies are actually a function of our immune system reacting to a potential poison or irritant in the environment. It could be food, it could be pollen, it could be a virus. It could be sometimes the sun. And so there's a whole variety of different allergies. And they will change from season to season because our seasons change as well. So the summer allergies are a little different than the winter allergies, mainly because of our environment, the way it changes.
And along those lines, what are some of the signs and symptoms of summer allergies compared to, say, spring, fall, or winter?
Sure. They sometimes will actually kind of merge together. Again, you're looking at your environment. And right now, we're having a terrible season. It was a rough spring, and it's even rougher summer. I was in Ireland a few times. And they always say, if you don't like the weather in Ireland, wait an hour because it's going to change. And look what's happening now. You know, you get cool nights, hot days, and then showers right out of the blue. So that is the perfect storm for seasonal allergies, which can be manifested by itchy eyes, runny nose, dry cough, generally not associated with fever or coughing up some yucky stuff, which could suggest an infection.
And along those lines, how often are something like summer seasonal allergies mistaken for, say, the flu or COVID-19 even?
That's a good point. Usually the presence of fever, sore throat, feeling aches and pains, along with, again, coughing up stuff that looks like pus, would trigger the thoughts of maybe this is an infection. Keep in mind, as you mentioned, that COVID-19 is still out there, and we've had our score of patients who had nothing more than a runny nose. And that's why we're wearing our masks still, because there are people out there who are unvaccinated. There's the Delta variant going on. And so there's still some areas where the virus is going to be a menace.
Oh, most definitely. Now, how can somebody with summer allergies, even if they've never had them before, how can someone like that best treat their current symptoms or future symptoms, even preventable measures?
Other than going to the shore, which is great because you're getting out of your environment. Most of our allergies are environmentally related, so going down the shore is great. That's when my sinuses feel the best and I sleep the best and feel better. But to answer your question, usually we'd try to keep it simple, and you'd want to stick with the non-sedating, over-the-counter antihistamines, such as Allegra, such as Claritin. Zyrtec isn't bad, can be a little sedating, can cause drug interactions. As a matter of fact, if you're a pilot, you can't take Zyrtec, believe it or not, even though it's non-sedating. I would avoid the ones with the D, because that means it has a decongestant. That can raise your pulse and your blood pressure, and being a geriatrician, we worry about that for our elderly. There are nasal sprays. Some have saline that help, which is basically like salt water. We're back to the shore. And it can lavage your nose, if you will, and clean out some of those allergies. For the more resistant cases, we like to use topical steroid nasal sprays, such as Flonase. Great stuff. It doesn't work overnight. It takes a couple of weeks to kick in. But you want to avoid, under pain of mortal sin, the over-the-counter like neosynephrines, because you can become addicted to those, believe it or not, in a sense that when you use those, you get a rebound congestion, which makes it far worse. So there are people out there who become neosynephrine junkies because they keep on using the nasal sprays and they get worse. There are long-term solutions such as Singulair, which is a pill you take that actually prevents the allergy cells from forming in your body. Great success. It's a safe drug. We haven't had any issues with that. And then, of course, if you really want to get into more concerning things, you could look into allergy shots, see a specialist, things along those lines.
So the big takeaway from today that you want our viewers and our audience to understand about seasonal allergies, just the ins and outs and whatnot.
Right. Well, we always like to say we have a diagnosis, because once I have a diagnosis, I can then offer treatment for it. And sometimes what you think is an allergy may be something else. You could have a sinus infection, maybe you have a polyp, maybe there's something else that's going on. So I think the key message is, if you have persistent or worsening symptoms, seek a medical opinion, because we need a diagnosis. And then by the diagnosis, we can then offer you effective treatment.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Venio, for squeezing us in today.
It's our pleasure.
And thank you, everybody watching out there. Remember, it's allergy season pretty much always. So if you are showing signs and symptoms, be sure to kind of take preventative measures if you can. But if they continue to persist, be sure to see your specialist, and they will have no problem finding that diagnosis. That's it for this Wellness Wednesday in Community and You. We'll see you next time here on WYLN.
Abby is still perfecting her sidekick, and her jab is just for show. But for Abby, this is a remarkable day, because Abby recently defeated a real foe, cancer, when she partnered with Lehigh Valley Riley Children's Hospital, a children's hospital close to home with more than 30 pediatric specialties. Take a bow, Abby. You deserve it. Lehigh Valley Riley Children's Hospital. Your health deserves a partner.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Once again, it's time for the Weatherly Hill Climb. Watch it live Saturday, June 11th, starting at 10:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. on WYLN TV 35. We're your local network.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the midday WYLN News update, posted between noon and 2 p.m. Tomorrow's care starts today with Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, your ER partner.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Alan Stout's leading the way into part 3 of this week's series.
Welcome to Leading the Way, and we are spending the week with Alan Stout. He started off in education. Now he's already a correspondent at the Times-Leader newspaper. Now he's on radio, and it doesn't stop there.
No, it didn't. When I was at the Times-Leader for the last 11 years that I was there, 12 years, I used to organize a big charity concert every year. It was called the Concert for a Cause.
Right.
And we did it at the Woodlands for most of those years. And it's very successful, thanks to the great team of people that we had, the bands and the people that helped out from the local media. And I guess I was in charge of the marketing of the show. And I had never really done that before as a journalist, but I had to make sure everybody knew about this concert. And I liked it. I liked public relations and marketing. And so I actually switched gears at the Times-Leader for a little while, and I got into a marketing position there. It was the newspapers and education program, which was kind of part of the circulation marketing department. And that allowed me, I guess, to, broaden my resume a little bit, so that eventually I went over and I worked for Big Brothers Big Sisters and Catholic Social Services of the Diocese of Scranton.
Talk about switching gears.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was time to, do something new. And so I wound up eventually becoming the Director of Marketing and Communications for Catholic Social Services. And I loved that. If we had an event that was happening both for kids' sake or we needed volunteers or the soup kitchen needed some help, I loved getting the word out. That was I still love getting the word out. If you don't leave, with some of the other projects I'm working on currently. And so a lot of people go from journalism into PR. You'll see that quite a bit.
Yeah.
That's not a difficult transition to make if you have those type of, skills. And so that led to, I did that for 9 years. And then last year, I guess all of that experience, being involved with the community and writing feature stories about all the fun things to do in northeastern Pennsylvania and public relations experience, that led to me accepting the position at the Luzerne County Visitors Bureau as the executive director, which is what I do now. So back in 2019, the Visitors Bureau launched the Rock in the River series.
Right.
Big stage,
Yeah.
big production.
Yeah.
And I just went to it. I'm like, oh, I'm so glad someone's doing something there again. I got to go check this out. I remember I rode over on my bike because I didn't know how many people would be there. Well, that was a mistake because there was like 4,000 people there. I'm like, oh, I'm never bringing my bike again. But I reached out to Ted and the folks involved, and I didn't know Ted at the time, and said, how can we get our radio station involved? How can we help? They didn't have a radio sponsor. Well, what a better sponsor than the river?
Right.
To be
at the river. Exactly. Yeah.
And so I got on the committee, and that's how I got to know, more about the Visitors Bureau and got to know Ted a little bit. And then when he retired, I threw my hat in the ring, and I had already been sort of volunteering with them. So, if there's a lesson to the story, if you see something you're interested in and you help out for the purest reasons, just because I love what you guys are doing, how can I help?
Exactly. Raise your hand. I can help.
Yep.
Exactly.
Maybe someday, it'll come back in a positive way for you.
Well, we're going to talk more about that because Alan's going to be back with us again tomorrow as we continue our week with Alan Stout on Leading the Way.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.